Hey guys, it's Liv here, and in today's video, we're going to be using a team built around Talonflame with Great Tusk, but it has a Chien-Pao on it this time. If you enjoy and you want to see some more, like and subscribe, and answer the comment question of the day. What is your favorite gimmick strategy? My favorite's definitely Tailwind, but I know that a lot of people like stuff like Trick Room and Screens, so let me know your guys' favorite gimmick strategies down below. And with that said, let's get into the team. We're going to start off with Chien-Pao. This is a Life Orb Chien-Pao with Throat Chop, Sacred Sword, Ice Spinner, and Protect. With the Terra Ghost, this is designed to get around common priority, since one of the most common Pokemon to use both with and against Chien-Pao is Dragonite. And Dragonite being a top 5 mon of the ladder right now, as far as usage goes, Banded Terra Normal E-Speed is pretty fucking common, and having immunity to that is huge, because you could typically get off a really strong Sacred Sword or an Ice Spinner into Dragonite. It's also really just valuable to get around common Fake Out users like Iron Hands, so we'll definitely take that. Overall, this Chien-Pao is a pretty damning offensive Pokemon, and very few teams actually have good switch-ins to this, making it a really incredible option for your team. Moving on, we have Talonflame with the Covert Cloak. This has the Terra Ghost with Will-O-Wisp, Tailwind, Taunt, and Brave Bird. The 220 HP and 28 Fizz Def is designed that when the Terra Water Baby Palafin cannot kill you with Jet Punch, which is huge as far as getting up your priority goes, since a lot of people will typically, well, your Tailwind goes, I should say, because a lot of people will typically try and stop Talonflame that way by rolling for the KO. This should guarantee take it. You can also have you need essentially a Maxwell as well from Fluttermane to kill you with Shadow Ball, which is pretty huge, and the 4 attack is just remaining as leftover investment. Max speed, of course, to tie the Talonflames, and the Covert Cloak is designed to get around any sort of Fake Out flinch. Meanwhile, if you're fighting a really fast Fake Out lead like Fluttermane and Iron Hands, you have the option to go for Terra Ghost and just get immunity to the priority outright. So overall, it's still a pretty good option here. We have Great Tusk with the Focus Sash Terra Fire. Terra Fire is mostly here to stop trying to get burns on your team, as well as giving you a resistance to Fairy, which is huge, since Fluttermane is one of the most common Pokemon right now, and it is only going up in usage. We have Protect, Earthquake, Headlong Rush, and Close Combat, really strong stabs essentially with the single target and dual target ground option. Meanwhile, we have Close Combat as just a really good fighting attack. These two stabs are really hard to switch around, and next to Talonflame especially, this is actually pretty damning, because Talonflame has the immunity to Earthquake, so you could spam it against both your opponents for really low drawback here. Focus Sash is mostly here just to try and make sure that Great Tusk can get off an attack. I found that Focus Sash is usually the best option to go with on the Talonflame Tusk teams, though Life Orb is still really good if you want to switch the items between this and Chien-Pao. Moving on, we do have Fluttermane with the Booster Energy Terra Steel, with Shadow Ball, Protect, Perish Song, and Moonblast. Now, I'm going to be completely honest, I copied this over from another team. I forgot to put Dazzling Gleam on, because Dazzling Gleam is a lot better on the Talon Tusk teams. However, we do have a partner that at least makes Perish Song not that bad on this team, so I will more than happily take it. With Shadow Ball and Moonblast, essentially, these are two really strong options for stabs. Both single target, though, which is a little unfortunate, because typically on these builds, you like to have a special mon like Goldango or Fluttermane with a spread fairy option, or a spread special option, but it's still fine. The Protect here is mostly just designed to try and help with scouting. Terra Steel is great to give yourself a resistance to opposing Fluttermane, since you'll become neutral to Ghost and resistant to Fairy, which is pretty decent, because typically a lot of people on close sheet will instinctively go for Fairy attacks into Fluttermane, because of the fact that it is most likely to Terra, and your Fairy stab is slightly stronger. So because of that, we now have the Terra Steel, which will gain and save resistance for anyone that tries to do that. Overall, though, the booster speed is going to be great, especially if we cannot guarantee a Tailwind up. This still will outpace the majority of the format anyway, so I will still take that. We have Tyranitar up next with the Assault Vest. Now, I'm going to be honest, Clutch and I forgot what the spread does, but that's okay. 12 speed, I'm assuming, is just a general speed creep here. It looks like the Adamant 132 is just high attack, max HP, obviously. Essentially, though, that doesn't really matter. The Terra Flying is just going to be a great defensive option here. It turns your 4 times fighting weakness into a fighting resistance, which is huge, as well as giving you a ground immunity, which is helpful for another one of your weaknesses. This is also a great partner next to Great Tusk, because essentially you can go for Terra Flying and still get Earthquake spamming off that way. With Tyranitar still being able to get off strong attacks like Terra Blast Flying for Amoonguss matchups, you have Rock Slide is just a great stab, and Crunch as well for a great stab. Meanwhile, Heavy Slam is here mostly just for opposing fairies. Especially for stuff like Fluttermane, this is a really strong Oko option into it, especially since they do typically go for Terra Fairy. So overall, really strong Pokemon right here. Finally on the team, we have Gothitelle. Now again, similarly to Tyranitar, Clutch and I forgot what the Gothitelle investment does, but it's still fine. With the Citrus Berry, you're able to gain some really strong recovery back on this Pokemon. Meanwhile, with Fake Out, it's a great way to ensure stuff like Tailwind goes up easier, or even just a strong lead attack with something like a Great Tusk or a Fluttermane. We have Psychic here, mostly just for matchups like Amoonguss, which again would put a lot of pressure on Pokemon like Great Tusk. With Taunt being just a great stall breaking move, and Protect is mostly here for scouting. We have the Terra Water, which is designed mostly to help with slower options like Torkoal and other Sun routes that can otherwise do a lot of damage to Gothitelle, or even just to clear our weakness to Dark, which is really huge when we have 4 new Dark types that are all extremely viable in this format. So overall, really strong Pokemon here. With that said, let's get into the battles though. Peace out, guys. Hey guys, we're here today using a Chien-Pao Talonflame team. Finally, we're using Chien-Pao on the channel, at least for a month it's actually be thumbnailed. So if you enjoy and you want to see more, like and subscribe and answer the comment question of the day. What has, I don't know. I'll figure it out. We'll figure it out as the video goes. With that said, we're taking on Chien-Pao, Arcanine, Palafin, Flutter, Mane, Amoonguss, and Dragapult. Okay. So with that said, this is of course the same team we fought like a million times already in this ladder. This should be easy enough actually. Our team's a pretty good matchup into this. They're most likely leading off with Palafin and Chien-Pao or Dragapult Chien-Pao. And I think that all three definitely come here. As for Finalmon, I'm anticipating that's probably, I feel like it's gotta be the Arcanine. I feel like Arcanine is a pretty good matchup, especially if it's like a Terra Water set. We're gonna lead off with Chien-Pao, and we're gonna lead off, actually no, not Chien-Pao. We're gonna lead off with Talonflame, and I think I'm gonna lead off with Fluttermane as my other mon. And then I'm gonna go with Chien-Pao, and then Great Tusk in the back. Tyranitar's not bad here either. I might actually bring Tyranitar over Great Tusk, truthfully. Yeah, I'm not as huge in the Tusk matchup, and Arcanine, at least if nothing else, is also a pretty good check into stuff like Dragapult and all that. So yeah, let's go with this. I think this should be fine. Also, I can potentially Terra the Tyranitar into flying, and that'll at least be pretty good to get a turn if I need to Rock Slide the Chien-Pao for whatever reason, since it might actually outpace me with my spread. Okay, so we're gonna take on Arcanine and Dragapult as a lead. That's actually a lot better for me, I can't lie, because I led special. Dragapult's still a little bit scary, I'm not gonna lie, but it shouldn't be too bad. Since I'm booster speed, I could actually just forego Tailwind this turn and go for a Dazzling Gleam here. Or probably a Shadow Ball more likely, because that should hit Arcanine better on the following turn. Oh, actually no, I'm booster, so I don't need to worry about that. Yeah, so I'm gonna go for a Brave Bird here, and I'm gonna go for, oh right, I'm not Dazzling in the set. A Moonblast. Well, even still, I'm just gonna go for Shadow Ball, because that should hit any sort of random Terra build better. These two attacks should definitely take out Dragapult. I have no actual concern with this landing or not. Really, the only way that this would actually not land in Dragapult in time is if Dragapult goes for like, okay, so they're definitely going for like a Terra Blast Steel. That's fine. I don't mind Terra Blast Steel. I outpace with both my mons actually, and all I needed the Talonflame hit for was just to break a Focus Sash if necessary. They're gonna go for E-Speed. Okay, so E-Speed's a little bit whatever, but it's not a huge deal. The Shadow Ball should still do a ton of damage to Dragapult. We might not kill, but that's something I'm willing to trade, because at the very least, this will be pretty damn close to killing on the following turn. Okay, so this is Terra Steel. Good to note. So Dragapult will definitely outpace this next turn, which is fine. I'm not too concerned with this. What I can proceed to do, actually, I can go into the Tyranitar now. And I think I'm going to go for, I don't know, so I feel like there's a high chance that they just go for like a Will-O-Wisp this turn, plus like some sort of Terra Blast Steel. I feel like that's a pretty likely scenario. We're going to go for Tailwind here. We're going to go for Tailwind, and then I'm going to go for a Rock Slide into both Pokemon. Essentially, either I get my Tailwind up, or my opponent's going to kill the Talonflame, and while I would lose up my Tailwind that way, I'm not getting Tyranitar burned, so it's actually pretty okay for me. I would more be concerned with the Talonflame getting, well, I'd be more concerned with the Tyranitar getting burned, because that hurts me a lot more in the long game. And while I know that I might not get necessarily guaranteed a kill here on Tyranitar, at the very least, I should still do a substantial amount of damage. Okay, so they're just gonna opt for Terra Blast anyway, so they don't even go for the Dragon Darts, which is the play I would have made in that case. Oh, never mind, they're gonna dual target Talonflame anyway. Okay, and then I wonder if this is like a Banded Dragapult. I feel like this would have to be like a Banded Pult then if they're making that play, which Banded Pult is still fine. Okay, well, Dragapult avoided the attack, god damn it. Dragapult avoiding that attack is actually pretty rough, I can't lie. I don't know if I would have guaranteed KO'd, but it hurts a lot. It hurts a lot for sure. Okay, well, I'm going to proceed to go for, let's see, so I definitely need to click Protect and Chien-Pao here, but I can definitely claim both these Pokemon with Rock Slide. I have no concern with that. We're going to go for dual Rock Slide, and then we're going to go for Protect here. If we take out the Dragapult here, then I think we're fine, because there's not really a lot else that I'm actually concerned with regarding these back mons. My opponent's going to switch out here, which means, again, they're not going for Burn, which means that I'm pretty fine here. They're going to go into Palafin. Okay. Palafin should still take a lot of damage from this. Albeit it's not going to KO by any means, but it should still do a fair bit. Terra Blast is going to go into Tyranitar. That's fine. Again, just couldn't really risk Chien-Pao having to take that. Ooh, that does a lot. That does a lot of damage. Can Palafin just die? No, Palafin takes like nothing from that. Okay, I might have played this one badly. In fact, no, not might. I definitely played this one badly. If I prioritized Tailwind and then went into Chien-Pao, I think it would have been fine. But I was too caught up on the fact that this was probably going to be I don't know. I feel like I just played this one badly regardless. Okay. So I'm probably going to lose Tyranitar here, sadly, which is unfortunate. Most likely they're going to bring an Arcanine and go for like a Flare Blitz into my Chien-Pao, and then Arcanine's just going to get Jet Punched by Palafin. And that's pretty much how I lose this game. I'm going to go for the kill on Arcanine just in case. Because if they don't switch out Palafin here, then I'm fine with that. Actually, what I'm going to do... So I'm going to go for Sacred Sword into Palafin. And I'm going to go for a Rocks... No, they're going to Jet Punch Tyranitar. I'm going to go for Sacred Sword, kill the Arcanine, and then I'm going to go for Rock Slide here. Yeah, this should be fine. They're going to withdraw Palafin. Okay, that's fine. So at the very least, we might have an out for next turn. It just depends on what they bring in now. Fluttermane. Okay. So Fluttermane might actually take enough damage from the single target hit to where this could be fine. We'll kind of be cutting it close. They're special attack boosting. Okay, that's interesting. So then I'm going to assume that... So that Fluttermane is objectively slower then. We know that for a fact. That's just a matter of fact. Okay. So then, what's my play then? Because I kind of want to just go for like a Throat Chop here into the Fluttermane, because that should definitely kill. And then I can go for the Rock Slide on the following turn, and that should be fine. Whether my opponent goes into Palafin now or not, either way, this should be a fine play. I could also truthfully just go for like a Protect. No, never mind, I can't go for Protect. I need to go for Throat Chop plus Rock Slide. That's my only real play. If they go for like a Protect this turn, so be it. It's not a huge deal. They're going to E-Speed Tyranitar. Okay. Not great. But, hey, we're clawing back at least. We're clawing back. I think we do just out of Palafin plus Arcanine. They both just to go for priority next turn, in fact, and that's a guaranteed kill. But hey, we'll kill the Fluttermane at least. So we bring it down to 2-2. I'll take that. I'll more than take that. Okay. So, yeah, we're probably going to get E-Speed plus Jet Punched. If we don't, for some reason, I am going to target the Palafin anyway. Well, actually, no, I'm going to target the Arcanine anyway. Mostly just... Well, no, I'm going to target Palafin. I'm going to target Palafin just in case if Arcanine gets cocky and goes for, like, a Protect here. Or if... I don't know. I feel like they should objectively just go for Jet Punch plus E-Speed. That should always kill me. But just in case, I'm going to kill a Palafin, because I think Arcanine is more likely to not click a move here that's valuable. And I think that killing the Palafin might be my better play. Also, if for whatever reason they go for like a Wave Crash plus Protect, that might be my win con. I don't think Palafin ever protects this turn. I think it always just Jet Punches. But if for some reason they don't click Jet Punch, then I need to bank on that. But my opponent should just... Yeah, they're going to go for E-Speed, and then the Jet Punch should just... Oh, no, they don't go for it. Well, Arcanine just kills me anyway, but like, oh my god, I kind of thought that they would kill, I can't lie. Well, Arcanine just kills with E-Speed anyway, but I'm just kind of shocked that I even got the attack this turn. But hey, I'll take it, That's free differential right there. Yeah, okay. So very close game for sure. We'll see you guys in game number 2 though, at the very least. We're gonna try and go 2-1 with the team. I think we could still definitely make that work with the team. I just played that one a little bit sloppy. We'll see you guys then though. Peace out, guys. Okay, game number 2. We're taking on Palafin, Ting-Lu, Iron Hands, Iron Moth, Chien-Pao, and Arcanine. Okay, so realistically, this team should actually be pretty easy to beat with Great Tusk. Their team actually really struggles with this. So I don't want to lead off with Talontusk. I feel like it's actually not my best lead. I think that leading off with Talonflame is definitely really good here. Mostly just to get around Booster Moth as well as Chien-Pao, because that could be kind of annoying. I'm going to lead off with Talonflame Fluttermane, I think. Actually, no. I am going to lead off with Talonflame Great Tusk. I think that's a pretty free lead. We'll go for Chien-Pao in the back, though. And then I think that last mon is probably going to be... It's definitely Fluttermane. I feel like I don't really need Gothitelle in this matchup. It's not bad for a couple things like Hands and Moth, but it is kind of a liability against the Ruins, and Palafin can... Well, I could just lead off with Goth, actually. Goth might not be terrible. Yeah, I kind of want to lead off with actually like Chien-Pao Goth. Because, well, I don't know. We haven't fought a lot of Palafin leads. We haven't fought a lot of Palafin leads, and I feel like Goth alone just makes that not worth leading. We're gonna stick to our guns. We're gonna go with these... And then I'm going to bring Tyranitar as... Am I going to bring Tyranitar? No, I'm going to bring Fluttermane. Fluttermane's just a stronger last mon. I think that I'll probably end up going for most likely the Terra on Tusk. I feel like Terra Tusk is actually like incredibly low drawback here. But we'll have to see. We'll have to see what my opponent does here. I feel like we'll be fine, but I do just need to be careful of mostly the Palafin. I feel like the Palafin can definitely be a bit annoying. Late game Palafin especially could be kind of scary. I named the base literally Palafin. Will not bullied by Palafin or something. I forget what it was. God damn it! I could have lit it off. Oh, you know what? Okay, so I could have probably let off with like Goth Fluttermane here. Still not a huge deal, but it is what it is. We're going to proceed to go for. Let's see. So I need to go for Tailwind here. The Palafin will at best. Okay. Actually, yeah. So I need to go for Tailwind here, and then I'm going to proceed to go for an Earthquake here. Earthquake should do some pretty good damage. I think the Palafin's probably just going to go for Jet Punch and a Talonflame, which is fine. We might need to trade my Talonflame, but I'll get some good damage off at the very least on both these other mons. If they target Tusk, they would need to dual target it, which they can never actually do before I get an attack off, so I'm fine with that. The Chien-Pao and Palafin will still take a substantial amount at least, and I'm assuming that, again, Palafin will switch out here just to get some better turns later on. They are going to switch. Perfect. Okay. So this works out fine. I don't mind late game Palafin if that means that I'm going to be able to trade the Tusk successfully, so I'll take that. Plus, the Arcanine will still take a ton of damage from this Earthquake because of the fact that it's next to Chien-Pao. Ooh, they're going to go for Protect, which means that their Arcanine is taking even more unnecessary damage here. Because now what I can actually do, I can Terra Ghost the Talonflame, which might seem like a bit of a weird play, but the Terra Ghost and Talonflame is going to be essentially just to guarantee... It's mostly just a guarantee that I get off a priority hit on Chien-Pao, which might not seem important at first, but I do think there's a high chance that they go for Sucker Punch here. And by going for the Terra Ghost, what I can do, I can not only stop the Sucker Punch this turn, but I can also block the E-Speed, which will be huge. Because I can then make sure that in case of this is a Focus Sash Chien-Pao, I can just break it, and then I can clear both these Pokemon instantly. My opponent can switch, sure, but I'm not really too concerned with the swap here. In all honesty, I can still pretty easily handle my opponent's team, so I'm not too worried about this. And both these Pokemon should just guarantee die. I don't see a way where either of these mons actually take this hit. And with Arcanine going down as well, I don't really need my Terra Fire, because the only two mods that I would actually go for Terra Fire on Tusk with would be against Chien-Pao and Arcanine. But both of them will drop this turn, so it's not a huge deal. Okay, so let's see. What does my opponent end up actually going for here? I'm kind of curious, because I feel like there's a lot of options that they can go for here. I could totally see like another dual Protect attempt. Because I think that's not a terrible play for them. But again, they have a lot of options as far as that goes. They're gonna go for E-Speed. Okay, yep. So they were trying to go for E-Speed here. Which means that my priority Brave Bird will go off, and we might even get to see the Sucker Punch fail, which would be great. Critical hit. I don't know how much that's gonna matter, to be honest. Okay, so they didn't go for it. That's fine. We still get a lot of damage, and despite the fact that I had to damage my own Talonflame in the process, it's not really a huge concern. Chien-Pao is always going to die to that, and Chien-Pao dying to that, truthfully, is so much better than anything else that could have happened this turn. So I'm more than okay with that. We've already essentially gotten my opponent in a situation where I don't know if they can actually win, but it would be great if we could just claim the KO here. Let's see. So, what are they going to bring in the back? We know that Palafin's one of these mons, obviously. Okay, so they're going to bring in Palafin. Yep, alright, that's fine. Oh my god, my game is lagging a bit. Okay. So Iron Hands. Iron Hands is the other one. Iron Hands coming in is fine, actually. What I'm going to do, I'm going to proceed to go for a Will-O-Wisp into Palafin, just in case they're trying to dual target my Tusk. And I'm going to go for a Protect. That way then I can keep up a Focus Sash next turn. And I can also try and scatter on Terras as well. If my opponent doesn't go for a Terra, then I'm most likely just going to go for a Headlong Rush into Palafin, just because it'll do more damage. Yep. Okay, so they're not going for the Terra yet. That's fine. And then I'm curious. They're going to fake out... Yep, they're going to fake out Tusk. And now the question is what mon are they going to... What mon are they going to Jet Punch? They're going to Jet Punch Talonflame. Jet Punch and Talonflame is fine. I don't mind that. I'll still have my Chien-Pao, if nothing else. And Chien-Pao will still do a ton of damage here. Not only this, but Chien-Pao also puts up a lot of pressure on the Iron Hands to not go for any sort of Terra. Because my opponent would essentially lose their Iron Hands to that. So I'm more than okay with this. Okay. So Chien-Pao has officially entered the field. I'm going to proceed to just go for an Protect here. And then I'm going to go for a Headlong Rush into the Palafin. Most likely they're not going to just single target my Great Tusk. I think that they're probably going to either dual target it this turn, or they're going to try and Drain Punch the Chien-Pao here. Because Chien-Pao is essentially the one thing on my team that actually currently would stop them from going for like a Terra Grass. I guess the only other thing would be like Tyranitar, but my opponent doesn't know that I have Tyranitar in the back, I guess. Also, Tyranitar is not really that big of a deal for Palafin anyway. I already burned my Tera, so this would really be like the one mon that actually kind of stops it. So I would be shocked if they don't just proceed to try and KO my Chien-Pao here. Okay, so they are going to Tera. Tera is fine. I'm curious if it's Tera Water. Tera Water on Palafin would make a lot of sense here as well. They're going to go for Tera Water. Okay, yeah, that's fine. We're going to at least get off a really strong Headlong Rush here. And this should... I'm going to assume this might just KO Palafin. With the defense drop, that might be enough. So, Protector's off. What does my opponent end up doing? What do they do? They're going to go for Jet Punch. Okay, so they are going for the dual target and Tusk. That's fine. I'm more than happy trading this. Because Chien-Pao should be able to more than easily take out the Iron Hands next turn. And I can't see a world where the Palafin will take a hit. After 2 Life Orbs as well as the defense drops, there's no way that this is going to... Oh my god, that did nothing. That did genuinely nothing. What the fuck? Okay. Well, thank god they Drain Punched into Chien-Pao. That works out really well for me. Okay. So I'm going to proceed to go for a Throat Chop into the... I'm going to go for a Throat Chop into the Palafin. And then I'm going to go for a Protect here. I'm curious if Chien-Pao will actually take this hit. I'm going to be honest. I don't know if it will. But I'm kind of curious if I can make that work. Let's see. Chien-Pao versus Palafin. This is the Life Orb Palafin, which is kind of an issue. Oh, never mind. This is like no fucking damage. They actually do like 0. Yeah, Adamant... Wave Crash barely guarantees the KO versus no bulk, which is kind of insane. Like, it's 101% minimum, but like, the fact that that's the mineral is kind of shocking, I can't lie. Okay. So, we're gonna get the Protect off, and my opponent's going to proceed to go for a Protect. Ooh, okay, that's not good. That's not good at all. Okay. Well, we're gonna definitely end up dying here. Chien-Pao will go down, unfortunately, to that, but that's not a huge deal. Okay. So, oh, that's not good. I might need to land a double Protect, I can't lie. We're going to go into Pal and Flutter Mane. Thankfully, my opponent can't actually guarantee the KO here on my Flutter Mane. Yeah, so Wild Charge will not KO either way. I guess the question is what will my opponent do? If only I had Gleam. If only I had Gleam over Perish Song. I'm going to go for the double Protect. I kind of have to go for the double Protect here. That's really the only way I can actually try and win this. Is if I get this double Protect. Oh, thank god. Okay. So we might be fine, actually, because my opponent's either going to target the Flutter Mane, which means I can Headlong Rush my opponent next turn. They're going to Jet Punch. Okay, perfect. This works out great, because I should be able to take a hit from Iron Hands. I'm pretty sure I take a hit from Iron Hands. Never mind, I'm not bulky Flutter Mane. I might not take a hit from Iron Hands. But I should still be fine. I should still be pretty okay here. Alright. So, we're going to get some strong damage off here. They're going to go for Thunder Punch. Okay. Oh my god, they killed. Okay. Well, the question is, I guess, can we kill the Iron Hands with Headlong Rush? This will literally determine the game here. So we're going to go for Headlong Rush. That's objectively my only way of winning this. I guess the question is how good is Great Tusk going to be today? Let's see. Iron Hands. Does Great Tusk actually kill? It does not kill. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. Alright, well, honestly, it is what it is. That was a really fucking close game. There's Citrus. That's a really bulky Great Tusk, by the way. Not Great Tusk, Iron Hands. Because there's no way in hell that should have done so little damage. It's a very defensive Great Tusk. Not Great Tusk, Iron Hands. Like, I'm pretty sure that's like Fizz Def leaning too. Yeah, that's like a Fizz Def leaning Great Tusk. Holy shit. Well, it is what it is. We're 0-2 today. Let's try and at least get a win in our last game of the day. We'll see you guys then. Peace out. Okay, for our final game of the day, we're taking on Flutter Mane, Iron Bundle, Torkoal, Lilligant, Chi-Yu, and Great Tusk. Okay. So this one's a bit tricky. I'm gonna definitely bring Tyranitar in the back. I feel like that, let's see. I feel like a Goth might be a decent leader, actually. Goth could definitely, with like, yeah, so we're gonna go with like Gothitelle plus... Kind of go with like Gothitelle plus... Let's see. I could probably go with Gothitelle plus Great Tusk here. And then I could proceed to go for a... Let's see. No, actually, I'm going to go for Gothitelle plus Talonflame. I'm going to try and take out the Lilligant immediately. We'll go with Tyranitar in the back. And then I'm going to go with Last Mon. Because the Lilligant plus Torkoal is kind of my issue. Or Lilligant plus Chi-Yu. They're both kind of problematic. I think Last Mon probably is going to be Flutter Mane. I could also go with Chien-Pao in the back. It's not terrible. I think I'm going to go with Fluttermane here. Fluttermane I think is slightly better. Great Tusk isn't bad either, but the issue being is more so the fact that their team is so physically leading. And if they go for some defensive terror, it's kind of bad. Also, I don't know if I can guarantee up Tailwind this game, to be completely honest. But if I kill the Gothitelle, it's essentially as good as killing Tailwind. Anna is not getting Tailwind up. Because I can just kill their Lilligant here. And that's any form of speed control that they have that's just out the window. So I'm more than okay with this. It's really just going to come down to, I guess, what they're going to go for here. Okay. So good luck and fun to my opponent. And we'll see what they go for here. Oh my god, my computer's lagging a bunch. Hopefully it's not affecting the raw footage. Okay. So, Lilligant and Great Tusk. It's definitely an interesting lead. I'm kind of curious as to why they made that lead here. Not that I'm entirely mining here, but I'm just curious as to why. Okay. That's fine. We're going to proceed to go for a Fake Out into Lilligant here. And then I'm going to go for... I think I'm just going to go for like a... I'm going to just go for a Will-O-Wisp here into Great Tusk. If they go into Torkoal, it's fine. I don't really mind this a ton. I'm curious as to why Lilligant Great Tusk is a lead, though. They're going to go for Protect, so be it. I don't mind this. If we figure out the Lilligant at the very least, we could break up Focus Sash, and then I could just Brave Bird that later, and Lilligant is gone. So I'm more than okay with this. In exchange, of course, we are going to have to deal with the fact that Great Tusk will still be alive, and it's probably just going to KO my Talonflame, but I'm more than happy with that. We'll go for a Psychic into Great Tusk just in case, and then this Brave Bird into Lilligant will be more than appreciated. I could also just go for a Will-O-Wisp here. There's a chance that Lilligant actually just cooks Protect right now. But Lilligant might also just not have it. Actually, I'm going to go for the Will-O-Wisp. I would much rather burn the Great Tusk, in all honesty, because that'll be huge for late game. Also, because if for whatever reason my opponent clicks Protect on Lilligant, I don't really want to just let that happen, because I feel like that it's pretty likely that this... Okay. So they didn't go for Protect on Lilligant, so I could have just claimed my KO. We still burn Great Tusk, though, which is huge. They still need to really land Sleep Powders to be any bit useful here. They're going to land Sleep Powder into Talonflame. Okay, Talonflame's not that bad. Again, I much prefer this over Gothitelle, because Gothitelle is the one that's actually going to be kind of useful at this point. Oh, you know what? I just realized I was talking about it as if they were going to switch here, but they can't actually switch because I have Gothitelle up. So I can just start claiming pieces. Okay, well, Great Tusk is essentially neutered at this point. I'm going to start going into Gothitelle, because Great Tusk will just die next turn anyway to the burn. So I'm not too concerned with this. We'll go for Psychic into Lilligant, and I'm going to go for a Brave Bird into Lilligant. They're not really too scary at this point. The worst thing I could do would be quite literally going for, like, a Rock Slide, just because it would hit Talonflame as well. How are they landing these Sleep Powders, by the way? Like, this is... I wonder if they're... they might be Wide Lens, actually. Wide Lens would explain it. They're going to go for Close Combat in Talonflame. Do they not have a Rock move? I wonder if they don't have a Rock move here. Well, I'm still fine with this. Gothitelle's asleep, sure, but I'm still pretty okay with this. A little concerning that they've broken my priority here. But thankfully Great Tusk actually manages to stick around another turn, which works out well in my favor, actually. I'm going to go for Psychic here, and I'm going to go for Brave Bird here. These attacks should definitely kill the Lilligant. I'm not really concerned with Lilligant being alive after this turn, as long as my Talonflame wakes up. I'm pretty sure Gothitelle will say... Oh no, Gothitelle's also burn a sleep turn. Perfect, okay. So Lilligant is going to go down here. That's great. That's actually a huge form of speed control gone for my opponent. And then Great Tusk should also just die this turn to the burn. So even if one of my Pokemon does go down here, I'm not really that scared of it personally. I'm curious about what my opponent's backseaters are. I'm assuming Chi-Yu is one of them, and I would probably assume that Torkoal is the other. Fluttermane's not bad here either with Torkoal. That's also pretty terrifying. And I guess truthfully that would have been something to click Tailwind for. But it's not really a huge deal. If it's really backseat Fluttermane plus Torkoal, I think I'm okay with that. Because my opponent will either let me get up a Tailwind guaranteed, which is huge because I can outpace the Fluttermane at that point, or they're going to let me get up a Psychic into Torkoal and I can weaken the damage output significantly from that. They're going to go into Torkoal. Yep, Torkoal was expected. And I'm pretty sure that's Fluttermane. No, it's Chi-Yu. Okay. Torkoal Chi-Yu is actually not that bad. That's like no viable speed that they have on their team. Now, let me double check what my backseaters were again, because I might still need Tailwind anyway. Tyranitar. Okay, Tyranitar is fine. So I could let Gothitelle go down just to preserve some health on Tyranitar here. We'll go for Psychic into Torkoal just in case, and then I'm going to go for a Tailwind, mostly just so that way then I can start Rock Slide flinching my opponent with my Tyranitar. I think that'll be a lot more beneficial to my endgame than anything else. Ooh, they're Scarf Chi-Yu. Okay, Scarf Chi-Yu is fine. Not really a huge deal, actually, if they're Scarfed, because that means they're locked into Heat Wave, and Tyranitar will still get off a ton of damage. Truthfully, if anything, it's a lot better for me that they're Scarfed, because I can clear their Sun Boost damage, and they're going to do practically nothing to my team, which is huge. Gothitelle is going to wake up anyway, and we're going to get the Psychic off. That's going to be huge for damaging the Torkoal here. Gets it down to about half, so these eruptions are going to be pretty weak as well, which also works out really well in my favor. Okay, perfect. We're going to go into Tyranitar here, and Tyranitar is just going to go for Rock Slide while I just Psychic the Torkoal again. I'm pretty sure we just win here. Now, Gothitelle is definitely going to die this turn, but I'm okay with that, because it's probably good for me to get in the Gothitelle anyway. In fact, okay, actually, what I'm going to do, I'm going to go for Terra Water, and I'm going to go for Psychic, because that kills the Torkoal, and then I'm going to go for Rock Slide and kill the Chi-Yu that way. Battle was canceled. Okay, perfect. That saves me time. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and if you did, like and subscribe. I know we went 1 and 2 today, but the team is still pretty good, so if you want to try it down below, of course, link to that is in the description with the friendly code and the Pokepaste. Shoutouts to our channel members, of course, being Josh K Ultra Player, Mia, Zeke0, Matt O'Shea, Bbat, Anna Per, Timo Mueller, and Fonzie. Your guys' support is greatly appreciated, and if you want to become a channel member today for just a couple dollars a month, the button will be down below as well. With that said, I'll see you guys tomorrow, where we're going to be using AV Chi-Yu. Until then, peace out, guys.